Hello musicians! In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at how to remove the vocal track from an existing recording. Now, because of copyright regulations, I can't play a piece of music for you in here and remove the vocal track from it in this video, but I can show you how to do it, and you can do it yourself at home. Now, a word of caution. If you're going to remove the vocal track from a piece of music that you don't own, you may be infringing on some copyright regulations. If you're planning on using it for any reason publicly or commercially, you may not be able to do that. So be very careful that you're not infringing on any copyright regulations. Before we get started, I'll mention that this process works pretty good with most recordings, but for some recordings, it doesn't work at all. So you may need to use a separate process if this doesn't work for you. So, and also worth mentioning is that it will degrade the sound quality quite a bit, and it will make the recording into mono. So, just use your own judgment there. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is have a look at the recording we brought in. We need to make sure that the recording is a stereo recording, not mono. And you can see that this one here it's stereo. There is one track, but there's two channels of sound, one for left, one for right. If you have a mono recording, this will not work. It will only work with stereo. First thing to do is go up to the pull-down menu on the left-hand tab of the track and go down to Split Stereo Track. That's going to create two separate tracks for us, one for the left, one for the right. The next thing we're going to do is select all the sound in one of the tracks. Either one, it doesn't matter, but only one of them. So you do that by clicking on the left-hand tab. Next thing I do is I go to Effect, my Effect menu, and I go down to Invert. So go to your Effect menu and down to Invert. And the last thing we do is we go back to our pull-down tab on both of our tracks and we select mono. So that's the first one. I go to the pull-down tab on the left again and I go to mono for the second one. You need to do it for both the tracks. And now that should do it. If you push play, the vocals will probably be removed from this piece of music. Once again, this doesn't work with all pieces of music. You may find that some recordings you may need to try another process, but it works for most, I find. Once again, it also degrades your sound, so be aware of that as well and use your own judgment.